Hello and welcome to the Crafty Meraki YouTube channel. My name is Lynn, or LV Handcrafted here on YouTube, and I'm excited for another episode of Countdown to Christmas. Yesterday I shared this set of little gift card, little mini gift cards, and these are really fun as a tag that you can add to, say, a gift bag, and you can write your little message there. And if you caught that episode, I actually shared two different ways to foil and get these really fun, almost like working with ephemera. So you have the option of using the hot foil plate to foil your images, or you can use the effortless artistry papers, which are toner printed. And so you have a full sheet of 9 images that you can use your Mink machine or laminator and do some transfer foiling. So lots of different ways that you can get your foiled images. And what I thought would be fun is to actually create a greeting card to go with and match your little gift tag. And so because we get so many images so efficiently at that, because it's a single hot foil plate or the single sheet of effortless artistry paper, and so you can foil it in one pass, and then there's a single die that cuts them all out, and so you can die cut them all in one pass, and we only use the one for the little gift tag. So here's a fun little layout that you can use to create a coordinating card to go with. And if you make cards and items to sell at holiday craft fairs, I think making sets of these, because it's so easy to do and so fast to do, I think they would be a great seller because they match. And whenever you can create something that's a set, I think, especially if you can do it in multiple different colors, that way people can choose the color that is their favorite, then you might have a really good hot seller in your craft booth. So something different that I thought would be fun to do is I have cut a square of white because I'm going to keep this monochromatic just like our little mini gift tag here. But I do want to add a sentiment, and so I've pulled out the Gilded Holiday Expressions. This is a Prestacular plate, and it is really a fabulous way to get your sentiments. You can just press in one go. There's a single plate, and then you can also get the coordinating die to die cut it out. And the Gilded Holiday Expressions, it does come as a stamp set if you prefer to stamp out your sentiment, and as well you can get a hot foil plate too. So that's one of the things I really love about Crafty Meraki. There's always, not always, but a lot of times there's multiple ways that you can get the same design, just depending on the equipment that you have, the look that you're going for. So the white square here is 1 7/8 square, and then I've cut a bit of green foil down to 1 3/4 square, and I'm going to just cut this. Maybe I'll leave, so let's see. I actually might leave one of them, because I actually have those two like that, and maybe I'll leave this one full, just to have something different. So let's play with that before I cut that in half. But if you want the triangles, this started as a 1 3/4 inch square, and then I just cut along the diagonal to get 2 triangles. So that's gonna fit really nicely. You'll have that nice white border, and that will help it to stand up against the background. And then we can kind of play with our shapes a little bit. So if we left this square, we could maybe do something like that, just to have a different layout, something a little fun, and something a little bit different. And then what I thought I would do is put some of these images onto these squares. And I like when they break outside the box a little bit. Maybe we'll have the Christmas tree. This is kind of big, I feel. But I like, since we've got the triangle shape going on here, I feel like even though it's big, it might fit in really nicely. And then maybe a present in this configuration as well. So something like that I think would be really fun. So it's always really nice to do a little bit of a dry fit just to see if things work the way that you'd like. And you know, I think I am going to keep this square instead of adding another triangle. So let's roll with that. Since if I cut this in half, I would end up with 2 triangles and I only need the one. So I may as well use the whole square. And burnish that. Okay, so now let's play with this a little bit. Maybe we'll do something like that. I do like for them to overlap a little bit. So something like that, and the present can be there. I feel like the tree being big, it should be a little bit more centralized and it can be on top. And in this orientation, I'm kind of creating a little bit more, some more triangles. That'll be sort of the theme of this layout. Okay, so I'm going to use a liquid adhesive because we are gluing onto a glitter cardstock. So I find that liquid adhesive is going to do a little bit better of a job sticking than a dry adhesive. So you can already see it's wanting to move. I do want to try to burnish it. You might want to put a block or something heavy on this to give it a little bit of time to dry. So actually I'm going to put one of my magnetic rulers on there. And then I'm going to want to add a little bit of dimension behind some of these. And so I'm going to put a little bit of low profile foam behind this square to lift it up a little bit. So we'll have that ready to go. And I think I'll just adhere this straight onto that square. So I'll just put liquid adhesive directly behind here. And hopefully this has had enough time to dry. I think it's still lifting a little bit, but I do want to get this stocking onto here. And I won't put any dimension here, so this can just attach like that. And I'll get this on. With this one, I think I want this tree to be topmost, but I am going to glue the tree flatly, just flat onto its square. I'm going to probably need maybe 2 layers of foam to bring it on top of this because we have foam behind this one. So I buy my foam, this is low profile foam, it's about 1 millimeter thick, but there's no adhesive behind it. So when I go to use it, I do need to just cut it down to size. So I'll cut couple sections. Now part of this is going to overlap the present. And I'm not exactly sure how or where, but I'll go ahead and glue 2 layers of this, and then we'll figure out where this goes and where that goes. I think it'll be something like that. And so let me get some liquid adhesive behind here. And get this on top. And so this is going to go kind of like that. It's going to overlap both of these squares like that. So once I get this behind here, there's going to be this bottom corner that overlaps with that square. So I'll just cut off a little triangle so that it sits nice and flush like that. So let's go ahead and get some adhesive. Behind here. So you can kind of see how nicely that fits over top. And you can still tell that's a present even though the tree is overlapping it. And get some liquid adhesive behind here as well. Okay, I actually want to put a little bit of adhesive onto this corner because it does overlap and it'll maybe help to keep the present stuck down as well. There's that. And whenever you're working with specialty papers, you'll see things tend to slide around until everything has had a chance to really set and really dry. So you might have to be a little bit patient and maybe add some blocks to keep everything held down. And maybe I'll keep a little magnet there as well. Okay, so then my sentiment. So I did pick out Season's Greetings, and I think I'm gonna do something like that. So to adhere this, I'm gonna use some 3D glue gel, which I have in this little glue gun. And I like using 3D glue gel because it's a very viscous, a very thick glue. And so you just squirt out some and it will hold that dimension so long as you don't squish it down too firmly. And that way you can, so that one tucks in nicely there. And so long as you don't squish it all down, it's going to, and give it maybe about a day to dry, it'll just hold that dimension. So for Greetings, part of this is going to overlap with the present, and then part of it's going onto the green glitter, which is about, 2 thicknesses of foam high. So I can just put a little bit of the glue gel on the portion that's going to be touching the lower portion here. And that brings everything nice and level with the G. And if you feel like you need more foam or more thickness, which I think I do, all I'm going to do is add another line of glue right on top. So now this is sort of double thick. And so long as I don't squish it down really aggressively, it's going to hold that thickness. And if you give it about 24 hours, it should dry and it should hold all of that dimension. So if we look at it, from a side profile, that's how it looks. You can kind of see how thick that gel is. So now you want to really just give everything a moment to dry, just so that you know, the stuff that's stuck onto the glitter, stuff that's stuck onto foil, it needs some time to really grab. But how fun is that to have a matching card to go with your little gift tag? And I have another example here in the blue, so that goes with this. So if you don't want to add so much bling and so much specialty card stock, and you want to keep it a little bit more simple, you can just use plain cardstock. I think it's still really lovely, especially with all the foiled images. It really does help to make those shine. But once you have a layout that you like, then you can see how easy it is to kind of replicate it and have it presented in different colorways. And whether you are using them personally to send out gifts this holiday season, or you're making them to sell at craft fairs, they are really, really easy to make and assemble, because so many of the products that I used, you can just foil in one pass, you can letterpress in one pass, and you can die cut in one pass and get several images and several sentiments. And so this is a really fun, if you're not done with your holiday card making and you still need to make some more cards, here's a quick way to get a lot of cards done that are gorgeous and really beautiful. Thanks for joining me today. Come back tomorrow for another Countdown to Christmas card and inspiration video. Take care.